My name is Willie Prince. I'm an Aboriginal person. I also have a disability called cerebral palsy. I've had this since birth. Um, any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander person born before the 1967 was subject to being a non-citizen of this country. So, ironically, I fall into that category because I was born in 1960. The referendum didn't happen until the 67. So between 1960 and 67, I was a non-citizen of this country, and I was a ward of the state, which meant that the government of the day took care of my needs. National Reconciliation Week was started in 1997 in and around International Year for World Indigenous Peoples, and it was supported by many of the Australians' major religious organisations and faiths. Reconciliation is about strengthening relationships between Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and non-Indigenous peoples for the benefit of all Australians. The theme for National Reconciliation Week 2021 was "More than a word, reconciliation takes action." And in and around that time, there are 5 dimensions of reconciliation. Number 1 was race relations. 2, equality and equity. Institutional integrity, unity, and the 5th is historical acceptance. LifeTec's reconciliation action plan about bridging the gap, closing the gap, between Aboriginal people and non-Aboriginal people of Australia. Australia's had a dark history, with its Indigenous people. One of the first major things was things like National Reconciliation Week, National Apology, and other events like NAIDOC Week, the National Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander week that we have in July every year. That helps and brings community together and embraces Indigenous both cultures. Organisations such as LifeTec and the Consumer Reference Group helps bridge that gap and reconciliation. It brings about change. It helps people such as our Consumer Reference Group understands the complex needs and issues that Indigenous people with disabilities have in the community and what we face, because in our community the word disability has many meanings and it's not always, and it's very complex. Having such groups as the Consumer Reference Group helps bridge that gap and make it more understandable, so we have that knowledge and understanding what disability is and how we can help each other in that sense, to improve lives. That action plan helps not only us but the organisation to better understand the needs and the issues and how it can implement that in its way it serves people.